All right, good day, everybody, and it's another beautiful day. Uh, I want to appreciate all the work and effort that you guys have been putting in since the day one of this class. Today is day four, and we are going to be moving very fast because what we are creating today, this is week two, day one, which makes it day four. So what we are doing today is a bit complex. I've seen a question on the platform asking when I'm going to start CSS, and you remember what I told us about the concept of CSS. What I told us about the concept of CSS is the body of the skeleton of your website. That thing you have designed, that thing you have, those textual elements, the the one that gives it good feel for audience to engage with it. That is your CSS. But before we start, I would like to review this based on last week classes, just our last week classes. The third class has not been incorporated, and this is what I have. I told us what this mark stands for. If you are on green, that means for the last two classes you are good. If you are on yellow, you are not so good, and if you are on blank, that means I'm yet to see anything. Okay. For Damilola, you did day one, I wasn't too impressed, and the same thing with your brother. Sunday David, I understand that you're just starting as at the time of this class. No problem. I didn't know, Daniel, your brother has done something, but you are yet to do anything. And today, after the first class, nothing. Harry, the first class I wasn't too impressed, but the second class, maybe better. Your sister, she has been doing very well. Clinton, very well. Esther, even though she joined late, her first class was interesting and she did well. Then Joseph, Chioma, Precious, they have been doing very well. Tommy Singh, Emmanuel. Then for Tofumi, after your first class, I've not seen anything. Praise and Beshi. For Beshi, I don't understand. You have been on this platform since Wednesday. That was day two. I'm expecting to have seen something from you. Then Praise. Well, she's also just starting. Pardon me. She's also just starting. So I hope to see improvement as time goes on when she starts her work. Then for the Ajayis, I'm yet to see your day two work, and day one I asked to add more. So you guys can just improve. The beauty of this whole thing, the reason why I have to show you your scorecard is because the beauty of this whole thing is continuous practice. That thing you learn today, do it again, do it again. Do it without looking at the tutorial, do it without looking at your material. Try and do it all by yourself without looking at anything. That makes it part of you. Of course, you know you guys are some of you will still be going back to school. And for those of you that are finished secondary school, it's a thing that you can just pick up from there and you learn from it. So let's go to today's class. But before we go there, as usual, let's just do a quick review of what we have. A quick review of what we've done so far. Let me bring up the screen. Let me bring up the screen. Yeah, we have done our home page. You can see it here. We've done our contact page. We've done our about us page. And so the three are quite interesting. And these are results here. These are our results here. Here is the results that we have already. Don't be picking at my work. Okay. You have these. We have these. We have these. We can link our web page together. And of course, you can from our website, I can go to my Facebook page directly. I can go to my Twitter directly. It links me directly to it without having to. So all of these work have been done. I I expect that we build on it. I expect that we build on it and become better at what we do. So today we are going to be going into CSS, the styling of our web page. Like I said, how to style the web page, how to make the web page look very, very interesting. And Starting off, let me explain again. What is CSS? What is CSS? Like I told us, is defined as cascading style sheet. The meaning is cascading style sheet, and is what gives our elements. Is what give a feel to our element. It saves us a lot of work, like you can see here. It describes our HTML element that will be displayed. Those things that you have put together using HTML tags. So how they are going to be displayed now is what CSS is going to take care of. You know, when you see some people, they might be of the same size, but yet somebody will be fair in complexion, somebody will be dark in complexion. You can see somebody that is short, but the color scheme are always varying. So that is what CSS is all about. Putting colors, adding colors, and putting shape to it, not just color, shape. So that said, let me briefly explain what are the three style of CSS that we have. I'll be using this PowerPoint slide to explain. Look at this. Guys, look at this. Let's say, for example, that this that we have here, okay, like I used to do, not going to see my face. Thank you. Let's say, for example, these three things that we have here, they are our website. Like, you know, when you have just one web page, it's not, it cannot be one page website. But let's say we have 3 pages website now. I have this, let's say this is my home. Okay, let me just go ahead and label them so that we can have a good understanding of what I'm explaining. Home page. I only duplicated, so don't be bothered about what I just did. So let's say this is our about us. I hope you guys know that these are just templates. It depends on the kind of website you want to build that will determine what you will name each page is with. And these are our maybe gallery. It depends on the type of website you are running, of course. Now I have a 3-page website and they are labeled as such. I have home, I have about us, I have gallery. Now this is where CSS comes in. When we design this website, you know it's going to be on a white plain background, nothing. But here you can see that the 3 of them is having a blue background. So in CSS, we have 3 categories. We have 3 categories of styling. The first one is called external styling. I will explain. The second one is called internal styling. And the third one is called inline styling. Let me write it so that you guys can see it clearly. We have 3 types of styling, and 1, external, 2, internal. Don't worry, I'll bring it up. And 3, inline. I'll just explain it now, then we'll apply the 3. This is it. We have external styling, we have internal styling, we have inline styling. Now, you remember when we were starting this work, I asked you guys to create 3 folders. One of these folders was named CSS. So if you are running external styling, that style sheet will be inside the CSS folder. Let me show you an example of a web page I designed some times ago, and you see how it looks like here. Okay, this. Okay, I think it's here. Look at the CSS folder. You can see style there. So this particular file now is a style sheet. If I open it in a Sublime Text, you see different style in there. What this does is that any web page that is linked to this style sheet will be styled according to the instruction that is stated there. We are going there later. Just calm down. So any web page that is styled according to this will have all of its features styled according to the instruction in that style sheet. Then the second one is internal. That is when you are styling each web page separately, but everything on that web page is styled according to that instruction. That's what I prefer. Though the external style sheet seems to be less tasking, but I think I prefer internal styling myself personally. Then the last one is inline styling. That is when you are styling a particular element on its own. It's not the entire web page. It could just be a particular div that you are styling on. You know the concept of div, and it could just be even a letter. You are changing the color of a letter. It could be a div. It could be anything. If you are styling that in alone, that is inline styling. So we have three types of styling: external, when the entire web page are styled together by using the style sheet. Now, this is an example of internal styling. You know, on this particular web page, even though it's having the same background as the three of them, it's having different elements. Now, this is an example of inline styling. This is my store. It's an inline styling. Whatever thing that happens here will not affect this. So the order of hierarchy is from bottom to top. The inline styling takes effect. It takes priority over internal, over external. When you style the three on a particular web page, inline styling will stand out, followed by internal, followed by external. What I'm trying to say is that, let's say, for example, now I start this thing together, then after starting this three together, I then introduce an internal styling of this, then I eventually introduce an inline styling of this. What will happen eventually on the web page is that this will stand out. In case there are other textual elements here, those one will fall in line with the external styling. But this one that I style separately will come out alone. I hope you guys understand now. So as we'll be doing the work now, you will see different effect that external, internal, inline styling will take on your web page. So let's just go ahead and start the work. Let's go. But before we start, let me show you an example of a web page that I have on my system sometimes ago. The table. Okay, let me show you this. Remember where the table now? Yeah, I have this table. See the result here. See the result here. Look at it. This contains internal styling, inline styling, and external styling. Contains the three. We are going to be applying. It depends on. I was just doing this one as a work. It depends on how you want to run your thing. You have to make it look the way you want exactly. But there are different things you have to do there. There are so many things that comes with styling. Each of them you have to define and give it a particular description. That is what styling is for. All right. So let's go to the work. I'll be showing you one step at a time, starting from inline styling. Remember this website. We're going to be starting this website one after the other. Let me show you something. I just did something here. Look at this. Center. Let me bring it up. Center. I just introduced and this marquee that I asked you guys to create. And here is the result on my web page. Here is just for you guys to see. Here. I believe you can see it. The I sell clothes is moving, and I thought that some of you actually got it. And I brought my whatever to the center, the title, the header of my web page with the image to the center. And of course, I added the link to this image too. The same way we added link to this one. So you can just do that. You have seen some website before that if you click on their logo, it will load the home page from anywhere. And we ensure, like I said before, ensure that you copy and paste this thing to every section of your web page. It is very, very important that you do that. This part, ensure this part now, copy it to every section of your web page. It makes your work unique. Now, to the styling, let me start with inline styling. When you are going to start, are we together? You must declare that particular area as a styling. Now, I told you that we can have external style sheets. In that regard, you only record all those class the classes that you have under your div, your section, your whatever. You remember that we named some div the other time, give them a name, an attribute. So let's start with let me start with this particular one here. Let me start with this one here. Now, when I style it, it's going to be asking me the attributes. Look at the first one now. Background, red. Look at this particular area, or this main designer part. Background red, background size 20 pixel, padding 0, margin 0. I decided to jump so as to save time. You can, okay, let me also say this. You have to use your HTML copy and W3 tools here very well, because when you come to styling, there are so many things to style, but any change to any of these parameters will affect it. Let's save now and see what we have on our web page. Let's save. Where's my web page? You can see the style, the part that we're working with is the part of this mail designer. So I reload. You can see, boom, boom. That is it, and it has eliminated the points that we have there already. So that is our first style sheet. Now let's say, for example, I want to style the entire web page. That is in internal styling. Internal styling. I'm back to my code now. Up here, that is where you declare the page to include the style. This part is very, very important. Look at this thing I highlighted. That is the command for declaring that there's going to be styling on this page. Then with that, now you can go ahead and style it as you want. Now I've declared this place to contain styling. It's a simple command style equal to text. We want to use text, but the text we're using, they are CSS command. That's the meaning. So I keep on with the styling now. The difference between this one now and this one we did here, you see that it seems to render everything useless. And the one that we did here is that this one is inline styling. So for the inline styling, you can just keep declaring, and on. But here, you have to pick the particular section. We have our header here, the opening and the closing tag of our header here. So we are starting the header alone now. The header, just the header is what we want to start. So as we do that, we set the background color to be bold. We want the position to be relative. We want the background position to be center, and you close it with this curly bracket. Now listen to me. You use the curly bracket, not the less than and greater than sign. You use this curly bracket, and of course, when you are styling, you have to separate each style with the semicolon. The column is to declare the attribute of the property, and the semicolon is to separate each attribute, each property from each other. Each a property, background color. This is the attribute. We want our background color to be bold. We want our position to be relative. We want our background position to be center. Each of these now will be separated with a semicolon, while the declaration of the attributes from the property will be with a colon. Now, when you are done with this header section, now you can add as many things. When you check your CSS, when you check your HTML code, you checking the CSS part, you see different. I need to give you guys to work yourself out here. Don't restrict yourself to what I'm teaching you alone. You can do this. You can do more than I'm teaching because of time. I'm trying to consider our data and all. That's why I'm reducing the content. You can do so many things here. As a matter of fact, we are still going to start this particular what's it called? This particular navigation bar. You are going to see how nice it's going to look, and we are going to place it on all our website. So for now, just increase as many things as possible. And for CSS, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. Do it doesn't work. You delete that one, put another thing, delete it doesn't work. But you get those ones that work. So let's save this one now and see what we come out with. I've saved it, Ctrl S as usual, and this is it. It's still looking boring. Boom. That is it. Ciao. All right, now I'm singing. That's it. One is gold color and one is centered. It's centered. You can see that the space here and the space here is the same. You can reduce the height. You can do anything here. You can reduce the size. Sorry, I don't know whether I'm showing you. Sorry. I didn't know I wasn't showing you my screen. Okay. You can see now. That is it. This is what we are talking about. This is what we are talking about. So from here now, I've styled this. Now I want to style the entire body. You can do that as well. Let's go back to this. Just under here, just bring it down. Body. I did not start with any type. That is because we are styling. It is no longer then you bring it down. Background. You can use a background image, you can use anything of your choice. Background. You can see background image already. I want to place a background image on it. Then in the same way you used to cover this one, you can just copy this one and paste it there. And you have your background image. But I don't want to use a background image anyway. I want a background color. That would be maybe Ctrl S. So let's try it out and see what we have. You might not like what you see at the first instance. You just change it and change it. You can see. Me, I don't like it, but at least you can see it's working. You see. So that is styling. A lot of work has to be done here until you get your taste. Until you have what you don't have to get it at the first instance. You keep doing it and doing it and doing until you get your desired results. Of course, I don't like that color. It's too shouty. So let's change it to give me a color now. Orange. Let's see orange. Ctrl S. Fresh. Orange. This one is better, right? So my web page is now getting shape. So that's how you keep doing it. Now let's work on this navbar. Now I want our navbar to look so cool, So the first thing is that we're going to make this in a list. It will not just be a link, it will become a list. So another list, of course, you know how to do that already. So just the opening tag here and the closing tag here, and we continue like that. Then each of them will now list them. Just ensure you do that very fast. If you have to pause the video to get this part, do that. So I've made this one a list. Now remember, this is my own page where I have this my list and all. So for that reason, you might want to look clumsy, but all I'm concerned about is showing you how to style this into becoming a list. When we style, it's going to affect this one because it's a style sheet that affects all of them at the top here. Remember. So now this is the code. I will explain. It's a long code. I will explain. Let me take it back from the top again. This is where we stopped. Now we are our another list. We are styling it to have a list style of none. You remember we have a other list and another list. So here now we are saying let it not be in any way listed. That means we are moving it from the dot that we used to have, or the 1 3 that we used to have, to stand beside each other. Then we remove the margin, we remove the padding. Then we don't want to see the overflow. All these are just different attributes. There are so many attributes. Now for this color now, you can write a particular color of your choice, or you write the color code. This is a particular color code now. You close it. Then we go to the list property. The first attribute there is we want it flow to the left side. Then we close that. Then because it's a link, we now want it to display each link in a block. Let the color be white. Let the text align to the center. That we want the text to be at the middle, just like this one now. Let it be at the middle. Then we wanted to padding. That the padding means space. So I've been mentioning padding since I did not tell us the padding rather means shape. So we wanted to have a space. The padding means space. We wanted to have a 16 by 14 by 16 space. Then we want to give you the text decoration. If you put just one padding to assume the same padding for the four sides, for the first space, the upper space, the lower space, the right and left space. But if you put two, it will just assume one for the two sides and one for the up and down. Then we don't want it to decorate. Then here, this is just a way to explain what this thing is. You know when you are hovering over a particular icon, hovering over a text, we want it to be gray in nature. Then when you now click it, the active one, just like, okay, let me show something here. Let me show something here. Look at this is hovering. This is black now. When it's hovering, it's black. But this one that is active is green. That's the meaning. Over, black, over. So the fact that they are the center, that is padding. The space that they give each other, that is padding. You understand? And the fact that they are coming out in this style is block. You know, it looks like a block, a rectangular block. So now let's go back and finish our code now. You guys can see that this is huge. CSS is the heaviest. You can put anything on your ATM and it works. And so for our any active menu that we're working with, we want it to have this. We want it to have this color. I decided to search out the particular color code. You can do that on Google. Just go to Google, color code for a particular color. A tomato red, you know, kind of color, turquoise. It depends on the kind of color you're working. Don't use my color. Use your own color. Use your own color. Then after that, we just save. We save. Then, having saved, let's now go to our web page. Let me show us what we have. Sorry. Let me show us what we have. Oh, sorry. A little bit of delay. Okay, let's see what we have. So initially, this is what we had. Refresh. Boom. Boom, boom. You can see it's reflecting. It's reflecting. If you click on this one now, oh, boring. Then how do we solve the problem? It's very simple. Copy and paste. So let's go back to our code now and see what we can do to solve that. Copy and paste. From here, be sure what you are copying anyway. You want to copy the style sheet. So just from here, up like that. The entire style sheet. Copy, Control C. Go to this. Okay, so we are going to copy more than that because of the fact that we have this. We have this now. So we are going to copy from this div, this particular div now. We are going to copy from this particular div. You should be sure what you are copying down to this body section. You just copy that. Go to your catalog page. We are going to remove this and paste. Save. Just leave it like that. Don't worry about it. Go to this place. Copy from there. Paste. Save. Go to this place. Copy and paste. Save. Then also we did not copy this footer. I didn't remember to. I think I want to believe some of you did. I didn't copy this footer. Copy and come back here. Yes, I didn't paste it here. I didn't paste it fully here. Paste. Save, of course. Paste and save. And the last web page. Paste and save. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go and check out our work. Let's go and check it out. What we have. Still burning, right? Interesting. About, interesting. Catalog, interesting. contact, interesting, that is styling. So you can decide to style this one yourself. You can decide to style this particular button alone. Anything can be styled in it, CSS. Anything can be styled. It's a long work styling. It's a long work. But this is what I'm going to do. When you receive tomorrow, which is Tuesday, I will release some YouTube video that can assist you on just styling alone, because trust me when I tell you, styling is massive. Styling is massive. So we have done two types of styling now. Let me show you the last one. Like I said, I really do not like it. I really do not like external styling. I want to see whatever thing I'm going to do in all the pages one after the other. But let me show you the procedure of creating a style sheet. So you go to your file, open new file, then Ctrl S to save. Ctrl S to save. Okay, sorry, forgive my system. Okay, Ctrl S to save. You go to, don't save it here. It's not meant to be here, it's meant to be here. It's meant to be in your CSS folder. In your CSS folder. Then name it style. Name it style dot. This time I'm not HTML, it is dot CSS. Dot CSS. Save. Boom, it's in our folder. It is in our folder. So now this is a style sheet. You can then use this to style your entire web page and record. Like I said, I do not want this video to be long than usual. Just work on internal and external, and I'll show you how to work on an external style sheet. So what I'm going to be doing for you right now is to send you YouTube links that you can watch extra, that can guide you, maybe just one or two, that can guide you on how to use external styling. All right, guys, that will be it today. But before we round it up, I want to see you style as many things as possible on your web page. Don't limit it to what I've shown you alone. Style as many things that you just click on. You are going to make a lot of mistakes here, and this is going to take, even when you start WordPress on Wednesday, take your time to reflect back on styling. Just don't forget this styling. Keep doing it. Do many things there. Change the width, change the height, change the background color. Do anything. Surprise me. Let me use that word. Surprise me. And for everyone that surprised me, maybe there is something for you. But let's just wait and see. So surprise me. Do something. All right. Do something. I cannot do all of this for you because of time, data, and everything. But I believe you guys can just come up with something and so. Now, if you are running on something in particular now, this is where I come in. If you're running on something in particular for yourself, it doesn't work, reach out to me. I will tell you how to do that thing. Anything as far as styling is concerned, maybe inline, maybe internal, maybe external, just you are running on something and it doesn't work, I'll reach out to you. I will help you in person. All right, guys, that will be from me to you. That will be from me to you today. And we see again on Wednesday.